Hi, I'm Kate with The Productive Teacher, and today we're going to play the word maker game with the im word family. One-syllable words have an onset, that's the letter or letters that come before the vowel in the word, and a rime, that's the vowel and any letters that come after it. All of the words in a word family have the same rime, but they can have different onsets. We are going to test out all of the onsets on the screen with the im rime to make words in the im word family. As you watch the video, you can listen to me read the words, you can read the words along with me, or you can mute the video and read the words by yourself. Let's get started. Bim. Bim is not a word. Sim. Sim is not a word. Remember, the letter C makes the S sound before the letter I. Dim. Dim is a word. Fim. Fim is not a word. Jim or gim. Neither are words. Him. Him is a word. Jim. Jim can be a name, so we capitalize it and call it a word. Kim. Kim can be a name, so we capitalize it and call it a word. Lim. Lim is not a word. Mim. Mim is not a word. Nim. Nim is not a word. Pim. Pim is not a word. Rim. Rim is a word. Sim. Sim is not a word. Tim. Tim can be a name, so we capitalize it and call it a word. Vim. Vim is not a word. Wim. Wim is not a word. Yim. Yim is not a word. Zim. Zim is not a word. Chim. Chim is not a word. Fim. Fim is not a word. Shim. Shim is not a word. Thim. Thim is not a word. Quim. Quim is not a word. Whim. Whim is a word. Blim. Blim is not a word. Brim. Brim is a word. Clim. Clim is not a word. Crim. Crim is not a word. Drim. Drim is not a word. Flim. Flim is not a word. Frim. Frim is not a word. Glim. Glim is not a word. Grim. Grim is a word. Plim. Plim is not a word. Prim. Prim is a word. Slim. Slim is a word. Smim. Smim is not a word. Spim. Spim is not a word. Stim. Stim is not a word. Trim. Trim is a word. Scrim. Scrim is not a word. Shrim. Shrim is not a word. Splim. Splim is not a word. Squim. Squim is not a word. Strim. Strim is not a word. Thrim. Thrim is not a word. Awesome, let's count up how many words we made. Awesome job, we made 10 words in the im word family. I'll see you next time.